Oh, hold on. Hold on.
Kevin Maloney, Training Time. Steve Perry, head football coach at Bordentown High. 2-0 so far this season. Steve, 33-18 win over Robbinsville week 1. 33-27 win over Palmyra last week. Neither one of those wins were particularly easy, but you're 2-0.
Yeah, we love being 2-0. We love to win. We know that every game's going to be a challenge for us. All the teams that we play on our schedule are very well coached and they're tough, scrappy teams. So we'll take 2-0 right now.
And I mean, the one big thing I think that your team showed was resolve.
Mm-hmm.
And as a football coach, there's certain things you can't measure.
Right.
You can measure what you can maybe do offensively, and you guys done a great job running the football and so on and so forth. But resolve is one of those attributes that when you can see early in the season has got to make you feel pretty good.
Right, absolutely. And we've talked about changing culture around here and the way it's kind of been a losing culture here the last couple of years, and we wanted to turn that around, and that's part of it. Being able to work your way out of tough situations, and last year it was more kind of game by game. We'd lose a tough game, or like we did to Delran early on, and then come back and get a couple wins. Well, now we're kind of able to do that within the game. Things don't go your way, and you can still turn it around and make something positive happen.
And you guys have run the ball very well throughout the first 2 weeks, and you have a great 1-2 punch. Tommy Walters ran for 100-plus yards, 2 touchdowns in week 1. Last week, Jameer Van Klein, I believe it was 133, 2 touchdowns, and a big kick return late in that game, which ended up being a difference. But to be able to have 2 guys, and they both have a little bit different styles as well, but to count on, to get those tough yards when the situation gets tough has got to be a nice thing.
Yeah, absolutely. To keep a guy fresh, running the ball, and like you said, the 2 different styles kind of keep the defense off balance a little bit, and we give a guy, ride him for a little bit while he's hot, and once he gets tired, get the other guy in there, and it's pretty much no letdown.
I was out at that game Friday night down Palmyra, and there was a number of things that stuck out to me. But one of the things was the chemistry between quarterback Austin Pinkerton and wide receiver Najee Shabazz. Those guys really seemed to be on the same page. They had a big, huge connection. I think it was 47 yards down the right sideline. Yep. But to have that to go along with the running game has got to be a nice thing.
Yeah, and we don't ask Austin to do a lot with those 2 running backs. We also ask him to kind of manage the game and make the throws when we need to make the throws, and that's what he does. He doesn't try to do too much. He does what his job is, and him and Najee have been working well throughout camp and everything, so we work well.
Defensively, what have you seen what you've liked, and maybe something that you want to see the guys improve upon going forward?
Yeah, we definitely got to improve upon getting off blocks and making some plays and getting away with some of the stupid penalties. But I like our guys are running the football. We've had 9, 10, 11 hats to the ball, and I love that. And then we also have a couple takeaways, which is always huge. So we're going to continue to work on those things.
You're in a very similar situation, exact same situation you were a year ago with Delran Friday night. You went into that game last year also 2-0, ended up losing them by a field goal at the end of the season, lost them in the state tournament. Paul Franklin, my colleague at the Trenton Times, had a very nice story on where Bordentown you guys have been so far this year. Right. They were the Times' team of the week. But there's no built-in motivation needed for the guys who were here last year.
Yeah, they're excited for this game, but we don't talk about it as revenge or anything like that. This is simply a league game to us, and we know that Delran's one of the better teams in our league, and this is almost like a hump game. We're looking at this as we get over this hump. We're kind of still climbing that hill to the top of our division, and we know this is going to be a tough game and against a tough team, very well coached. We're going to have to play well.
Well, Steve, appreciate a few minutes and all the best this weekend. Thanks, and go forward.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.